Right. Hello. Good morning. Let's see. Oh, let me. Oh, wait. How do I? There we go. Christian. Uh, Localhost. Yeah. So I'm working on my project. Oh, I haven't had like any time because I've been. Let's see. Yeah, I haven't had much time. It's just, you know, kids are home. It's the holidays. This is the first time for like over a week where I've been like home alone. And that's kind of the risk of working from home, is that you're kind of used to having the house to yourself. So the holidays, they kind of hit double. Um, yeah. Anyways, but I got a few things done. So basically now, Divergent Teams is the same basis as Divergent To Dos. So the way I think about this project is that I want a project management and communication tool that puts the human in front. Like, what is so to put it like this, like projects like or apps like Linear only has entities in the UI that reflects projects and like resources. It's not the human experience of working on a project, right? It's just like very data driven, and you feel alienated by that because nothing in that app reflects your everyday, right? So and the same is for something like Slack. It's from the perspective of like the organization. There's a bunch of channels. There's nothing there that reflects your everyday. So that's what Divergent Teams is trying to do. Is like Divergent To Do is you, right? It is your work week. It's everything you do during your workday. It's not specific to like a specific app or anything like that. And that's still true. That's the basis. The basis is exactly the same. And then the addition in Divergent Teams is that you are logged into an organization, and in that organization you have other people as well. So even though you have like this personal space, which is your work week, and you can write any to-dos that you want, you can also go in and you can search for like people, you can find teams, and you can find tasks. So what's interesting here is that I want to push against the concept of a project, because a project is a humanless entity. Like it just defines things that needs to be done. It doesn't reflect who's doing it. Even though you can like add people to a project, you're primarily you have a project, and then you kind of have, oh, let's find some human resources that can fulfill this project. So what I think is that you want teams. Like teams is what you need to get things done. You don't get anything done with a project. You need a team to get things done. So you rather create a team instead of a project. And what's nice about that is that it's not bound to projects. Like a team can be anything. It can be like the support team or whatever, like a long-lived team throughout the lifetime of the organization. But you can also have short-lived teams, which are dealing with a specific project. So if I open this team, you can see that it has like a mission, who it was created by, and then it has tasks. So tasks are similar to to-dos, though they are like bound to a team. And what I also like about this is that now you get transparency in what, for example, support does. Like what they also have tasks that they need to do, which is not bound to a specific project. It's just things that support needs to do. And yes. And then what's interesting is when I open a task, yeah, we're gonna look at this shortly. When I open a task, it is gonna be a task in and of itself doesn't do anything, right? You have to execute on it, and the way you execute on it is by either referencing it. So I can create a to-do and reference a task, and that to-do is going to be listed under that task. But also here in the UI, you will be able to like assign the task to a person, but that's not going to bind the person to the task. It's just going to create a to-do for that person that they need to do some work on this task. And then they can like finish off those to-dos, create new to-dos. Other people can come in. There's references to the to-dos and so on and so on. So this just becomes this history of work that's been done on the task, as opposed to how linear works now. It's like you get, maybe you're not even assigned to an issue. Just go to an issue, you put it in progress, and then it stays in progress for a long time, and you have no idea what's going on there. And then there might be conversations about that happens on Slack, right? And then it's just, yeah. So what's really cool here is that if I do click one of these to-dos, we'll get the conversation of that to-do. Just like when you, let's investigate some task. So what should happen here, which we're gonna, maybe we can do that first, is that here I have some, here I have my own personal to-do referencing this task, and I have some messages. I don't think it actually register as a to-do. Oh, I can't open the task directly. We need to fix that as well. Okay, but anyway, so you have some insights into what I'm trying to do here. And it's really interesting because like no conversation is like just go and talk to someone. There's no open channels, anything. Like everything starts with a to-do. So there's something you need to get done, right? So you add a to-do, and maybe you don't even need to want to act on it immediately. You just create a to-do, and then later you'll go in and you start conversing about that to-do. And that creates a to-do on anyone you mention. And they'll go in and actually act on this as well. So you get these like compact conversations around very specific topics, which I think is also really, like, this is super, super appealing because it's so different from what's out there. So yeah, let's see. What are we going to tackle first? So first, I think we're going to use a little bit of Claude here. So currently in the search palette, you can choose a user or a team, and it will open up the drawer for that specific entity. But when we select a task, it doesn't open the task drawer. Could you please fix that? So we'll let Claude do that, and then we are gonna fix the, you saw the thing like opening and closing. We're gonna fix that. And then we're gonna go in and create a cache for the team and the task. We already have cache on users, so we're gonna add cache for teams and tasks. And then we're gonna add this like query for to-dos related to, that's gonna be interesting. That is going to be interesting, but we can take a look at the drawer component first, because I think we have to go in here and do something on our own, because I don't really want this. I don't want a drawer content type. I rather want, I want to set a width, or I'm going to have like, I guess 3 different widths, which is like when you create a team, you kind of have this like kind of bigger thing. Or maybe that doesn't have to be that big. Let's take a look at that. Like it doesn't have to be this big. Yeah, let's change that. So we're going to have two widths. It's basically when the drawer is expanded or not. So we're just going to have a Boolean for that. Let's see. So we're going to fix that. Yeah, and we're not going to have like selected and all this stuff. Okay, let's see if we can. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so we do have content type. Yeah, I wasn't sure how I wanted to build this. So the way I do the drawer now is that I have a type for it, and then the drawer is responsible for mounting. And this simplifies a bit because within the drawer, you might change its content. Like when I move from a team to a task, for example. So that just makes it simpler. Yeah. Okay, so we're still going to do that, but we're going to fix this. Yeah, we're just going to set a size for it instead of using the type. So this is drawer content. Yeah, it's open. Expanded. It's expanded. False. It's expanded. False. Yeah, and we're not going to have this like set selected to do. We're going to have expand collapse. Let's see. Expand state dot is expanded. Collapse. Yeah, and then close is also going to say state is expanded, false. Cool. Yeah, is code done? Nice. Okay. So let's keep working on this so we can figure out. Let's see what happens now. Let's see if task works. Nice. Okay, and it has back to support. So that's also, I'm going to remove that as well. We're going to use, I'm not quite sure here because you can navigate in the drawer, and I'm not quite sure yet how we're going to deal with that because if we're just going to rely on the router, so you can just go back, or we're actually going to have like a breadcrumb here, but it's weird to have the breadcrumb kind of popping up. But maybe that does make sense. I'm not sure because you can like, and then you might navigate to a person, and then you might go into a team, but it's kind of weird. You know, for now we're just going to remove it. Let's find so that would be in the drawer. Task content. Oh, there's no. Yeah, there's probably a bunch of stuff here that doesn't handle back to team. Yeah, let's remove that breadcrumb. Cool. Nice. And what we were working on now was the expanding. So yeah, so if I click some task now, let's find that, see what happens. Yeah, that should be expand, collapse. Yeah, and we need to know, oh, this is interesting. Handle to do click. Wait, this should be collapse. This should be expand. Let's see, handle to do click. Yeah, we'll figure that out. Because this is gonna, I'm not sure. Oh, here is to do. Oh, drawer selected to do. Yeah, so this is not gonna be a thing anymore. That needs to be internal state. Where was that? Yeah, so maybe we can just bring back the state here. State equals use state selected to do is null or as null or to do or null. So we'll just use selected to do and then state selected to do and state. Wait, why are you complaining? Oh, state. And then when we actually open it up, handle to do click. So if we're expanding it, we're also going to say state selected to do is the to do. Oh, sorry, equals to do. And we're not going to actually remove it when we collapse. Or we're going to remove it with like a timeout because it's going to be like a transition there. So, okay, cool. Where were we? Yeah, so this can be, so if collapse, oh, sorry, is not is expanded. Okay, cool. I think we have what we need now to fix the actual issue. Oh, what is this weird music? There we go. I wish there was a way to like play more like this. Is there? Yeah. Yeah, anyways. Let's see. Okay, so we have some task. You'll have to excuse me. I have these comments. I can't see anything. So we can open that. Yeah. Oh, that didn't quite work. Yeah, because I'm not removing it. So we're going to fix that. But now you see that when I collapse it, it doesn't like remove the thing, which is good. But okay. Let's just fix that immediately. Where was it? Task content. So we're gonna have a set timeout here. I think it's fine that we do this. The problem is like if you click very fast. Yeah, we need to have an actual time. Let collapse reset timeout. Set timeout state dot selected to do is no. Let's do like 250 or something, and that will be collapse reset timeout. And then if we expand, we need to clear timeout. Yeah, what's the type for this? Number or undefined. Cool. So that if you click it fast, the timeout won't suddenly remove the thing. Let's see if this works now. Yeah, nice. Oh, I clicked outside. Yeah, one thing I'm worried about, like in this project, is the transitions. Like this kind of thing, we can't get away from it. You have to do a transition here, because if you just like blink, it's gonna be very like, oh whoa, what the fuck just happened? And then we have like the drawer and stuff. It does make it feel more organic, which I like, but I know people don't like transitions as well. So yeah. Anyways, let's see why it goes crazy on the moving from a team. Let's see. Yeah, and we're also going to clean up a little bit. So render mission, render created by, handle and task. All of these things, we're just going to boop, move them below here. And this should probably be like split up into multiple components. But let's see. So this is like, I guess this is when we, yeah, user mention, handle, task, click. What do you do? Okay, so it just goes and opens the drawer, which is correct, but for some reason this open. Yeah, I wonder why it does that like flip. That's weird. Because it's open is expanded false. It shouldn't do that like crazy jump. So let's see what's happening here. So drawer is still open. Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. So this shouldn't be get max width, get translate X. Oh, okay. Let's see. So we're gonna do something different here. I think we need to set like specific sizes. Yeah, because we're always gonna have, oh yeah, render content. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna move the actual, no, we're not gonna do that. But no to do. So we, yeah, we're not going to get max width. We're going to have like the full size. So we're going to have a panel that's actually kind of like a task. So the panel is always going to be this big. We're just going to change its translate position instead. That's what we're going to animate. And then, so we're not going to have get max width. We're going to have, yeah. So I think we're just going to do this for now. And then we're just going to shove that in here. So it's always going to be like this. And then we're going to change translate X based on it being open, it being expanded. We don't even need to check this now. And then we're going to do like this better. So if it's expanded, yeah, I think this is really what we want. So if I open person, that's fine. Open support, just opens. I go to the task, it works fine. If I open this, it works fine. Nice, we fixed it. Oh, it's so weird. I come to realize how dependent I am on streaming to actually code. I'm having such a hard time just sitting down and coding for myself. It's really interesting. By the way, I'm buying a air filter today, or I already ordered it. I bought this sensor downstairs because I sit in the basement. And like, even though the CO2 level is like perfectly fine, unless we're like many people down here, the thing that's not fine here is like the fuming, because I have like so much equipment down here. So it's not only my workspace, it's like gaming consoles, the TV, and all this stuff. So the fuming is like constantly going up and even into the red. So I bought this filter thing that's gonna suck out all the bad stuff, because I'm very often feeling dizzy when I sit down here, also during work time. So since I spend so much time down here, it needs to be I need to feel good, basically. Okay, cool. So by the way, these are going to be clickable. Maybe we could ask Claude to fix that. So our smart editor now has user mention, team mention, and task mention. I want these mentions to be clickable. So if I click a user, it should open the user drawer, and the same for the team and the task. Could you please fix that? So there are like certain things I want to do myself and certain things I don't want to do myself. Like this I find to be like super, super boring, and it's a good task for Claude, right? While what we are going to do now, I think we're going to share some of the load with Claude. So we're going to actually make the to-dos we're going to have a query that actually lists, we're going to offload that to Claude actually, because that's going to be quite complex. Yeah, let's see here. So another interesting thing is, one thing is mentioning something in a to-do. Another thing is mentioning it in a conversation, right? So, and it's all based on Firebase, and this is just me constraining and simplifying things as much as I can to kind of try to build a product, and it should be epically scalable if I can continue the way I do it now, because there's no like, everything's just the client reaching out for data, and then there are triggers, Firebase function triggers that make sure that if someone adds a to-do and mentions someone, it generates a to-do for the other person. If I add a task, it's going to generate a mention for that task. And what you're going to see in this list is like all the mentions. It's going to be synced down to the clients. So you're going to have like this really instant epic experience, but it's only going to be active stuff, right? So it's only going to be tasks that are not completed, for example. Which reminds me, I think we need a completed state for a task so that we can more efficiently query it. So we're also going to fix that. Let's see, did it? No. Oh, it's not done. Okay, so we're going to fix that. We're going to add a completed state to a task for more efficient querying. And the reason is that we should only have mentions for tasks that aren't completed. And then we are going to create, yeah, we don't need a trigger. We just need a query for, yeah, let's just use, yeah, look at that. Oh, it should stop propagation. Oh, I hate that. kill. So we need to have stop propagation on these links, because now it was actually, well, I'm not sure if it's like stop propagation on the click, because what happened now is that when I clicked it to do, it would expand the conversation. I'm not sure if that's a mouse down or if it's an actual click, but you have to stop propagation so it doesn't expand the conversation when you click one of these mentions. Yeah, I think we're gonna clone this a bit now. Look at that. Good job. Okay. Yeah, I wonder if we should have like some kind of icon for to-dos. And also the thing is, we're not going to show to-dos. Well, I guess we're going to show all to-dos related to the task. Yeah, and then we can have, yeah, we can have completed or not, but you can't click that. Okay, so what are we going to do now? Yeah, we're going to have a completed state on the task. Let's do that first. So I realized that even though tasks can currently be shown as completed or not by looking at its total to-dos count and completed to-dos count, we also need a completed flag for more efficient querying. So please go into the shared project, add the completed type, go and find the Firebase function that does the trigger to manipulate these values so that we actually set the completed flag. And then we have to make sure that in this trigger that generates the, or in this other trigger that generates a mention for a task, it should only keep the task as a mention if it's not completed. Should probably document all of this. Ugh. Pretty happy with the UI. I wasn't sure about like, yeah, it does feel kind of nice, but yeah. By the way, I'm also going to use Fuse.js for all dimensions so that you have like, well, maybe we don't need that. But we're going to have some Levenstein. So you can have like fuzzy search. That's going to be nice. Yeah, and it's kind of weird that you kind of just have this CJ. It's just the first letter, but I think, but if you have like a photo, it's going to show that instead. And I'm also thinking about teams. Like we're going to allow to generate avatars for teams based on their mission. So you can like AI generate them, which is going to be fun. And then for tasks, it's just the first letter, which is weird, but you're going to have, I don't know. I just have this feeling that your brain is just going to correlate things more quickly when you have that. And it just makes the UI consistent. So yeah, we're going to see. Okay, cool. Let's deploy that. pm deploy functions. And while it's doing that, we are gonna yes, we're gonna create this new maybe we can go in and actually create the thing first. So we're in the task content. We do have a list of like mocked. Let's remove that. What was this? Is accepted? Oh. That's not going to be is accepted. Oh, this should be is generated. Is generated. Okay, now we need to fix that as well. Yeah, we'll do that when it's done. Task content. Ugh. And here are the to-dos. So what we're going to do is we are going to create a hook for this. New file, use task to-dos. Export function, use task to-dos. And I guess we need a task ID. And we're gonna need the authentication, which is authentication context use. We also need Firebase context. And then I have this hook, use sync query. And we're gonna use Firebase collections. I guess we're gonna do task to-dos and then pass in the task ID. Let's go and find this. Oops. Task to, yeah, we need organization ID string and task ID string. And then, oh, yeah, yeah, this is just a collection. So we're gonna get collection Firestore organization ID tasks. Oh, no, this is wrong. We're just gonna get the to-dos. Where are we? Use task to-dos. This will be to-dos. And then, how did I do this? I think I gave this, did it have like 2 callbacks? Yeah, collection function. So that would be authentication. So if we have a user, we're gonna do authentication user.organization ID, or we're gonna give a null. So this just allows it to, yeah, I'm still like, this is the thing I always struggle with, is authentication. I could create like an authenticated context, and then it would rather throw an error. Yeah, maybe I'll change that. Oh, but this is going to be interesting. How is this going to work? Because I need to add an actual query to this. Oh, yeah. So this needs to be, let's see. If no user return null, comes to this collection like so. And then we need to create a query here. So for now, let's just do to-dos collection. Oh, I prepped it. Okay, so let's just go in and do use task to-dos. Do I have props task ID? And then to-dos. Oh yeah, data. Oh, sorry. I have to give it a... Cool. Okay, so I just added a new hook called use task to do's, but currently it just syncs with the to do's collection. But I need to apply a query here, and the query is actually going to be a query of looking at the to do rich text resources and see if there's a mention of the task. So this is a quite complex query, but as I understand it, this should be possible. Could you dive into this and see if you can make that happen? And then we're going to do shared pm shared build. And then we're going to take a look at our Firebase functions while it's working on that. Because I think maybe is accepted. No, is is accepted. Oh yeah, there we go. Is generated. Yeah. That needs to be fixed. Are we using is open for mention? Oh. Cool. Okay, let's see how Claude is doing. Wait, use task to do? That's a weird name. Oh, why did I call it that? Oh, did I write it in here? No. Huh, that's weird. Yeah, it needs to think about this because it needs to look at the rich text resources and the data format there. I need to correct it. I have a task mentioned in the rich text. Wait, that's not true. I'm not sure if you're correct about this. I believe that you can match objects in an array and actually index them. So could you go on the web and research this? Because I do think it's possible. The only caveat is that it needs to be a perfect object match. It can't be a partial match. I wonder how much context is put into Claude. Like, one thing is your prompt. You kind of feel like all it looks at is your prompt, but there's a shit ton of context that's evaluated for every single prompt. It's very interesting. It would be so fun to see what that is. And here's oh. Yeah, but we can do... Yeah, but we can do exact object matches, right? Because a task resource is an object of type task and the task ID. So we can do that. Oh. we can do. Okay, thank you. Let's see if it I believe we need to like define an index for this. Could you help me do that as well? I'm not sure if, did I have an index file? I think I do, yeah. That's also an annoying thing is like, well, I guess it's not annoying. Forget about that. Yeah, this to-dos thing index is going to be complex because I remember it's also complex for divergent to-dos. So your own to-dos is like, we're only going to query any incomplete to-dos and to-dos from the current week. Well, maybe it's that not that complex. Yeah, didn't I have a let's see. What was I gonna do? Oh, deploy the index. I think I have that. No, I don't. Indexes. Okay, let's see if this actually works. So let's go. Oh, it was there for a brief second. Oh, insufficient permissions. Wait, what? Oh, why did I get that? Okay, great. So it seems to work, but I got this permission error when I opened the task and listed the to-dos. Could you please check the rules for reading tasks and to-dos? Because you should be able to. Oh, I think I know what it is. So you should only be able. Oh, fuck. How is this going to work? This is more conceptual. So your to-dos are like private. Well, are they? I think currently you're only allowed to see to do or read to dos that are your own. Yeah, no, I think let's check. First the rules. To dos, teams. Yes, is owner. Yeah. Data user ID request auth. Yeah. Is owner. Allow read if is owner. No, I don't think so. This is a collaborative tool. Yeah, I'm thinking about like the values here, or and the promise of like so you have your personal to-dos. Huh. Yeah, I wonder about that. Like, how would people feel if, like, I'm thinking about other. So something like linear, for example, everything is shared in linears. There's nothing hidden there. On Slack, you have like your direct messaging. But that's like, you shouldn't be using that for work, right? This is the whole thing. It's like, this app isn't here to replace your personal conversations with your colleagues. That's something you would use something else for, right? If that's like linear, Discord or whatever you want to use. This is for, or even like the Gather HQ, which is an amazing tool. This is for shared work. So I'm tempted to say that, yeah, this is something I just have to decide on. But for now, we're gonna keep everything open. So okay, nice. But now I think we should make sure that we're gonna allow any user to read any entity in the organization, because we have a value of transparency. But we should still make sure that the to-dos that's listed in the calendar are only the to-dos bound to the currently signed in user. But now for a task, we should be able to see them, because we're getting a permission error there currently. And this should fix that. So yeah, remove that you have to be an owner of the to-do to read it, but we should still only list to-dos in the calendar for the user that's signed in. I could probably fix this. Yeah, I'm having a discussion on Rask. Well, not discussion, but I had a mind bump. Oh, not mind bump, mind burp. That we should just use Mobex under the hood, because it's not really about this solution is not like, we have Inferno, but you don't think about it as Inferno. And the same should be for the observability stuff. I just have to make sure that Mobex actually allows you to dispose of things properly, which I think would work just fine here. So that would be a fun stream, like try to replace the internal observation stuff with Mobex, because it's been battle tested. And this is not about like designing a reactive framework. This is just bringing pieces together. So yeah. Okay, cool. So the deploy rules. So my partner and our youngest just came in the door, so I probably have to jump off soon. Let's see now. There we go. Yeah, this is really cool, right? So here you see the thingy, you can click it, we can see the conversation. Yeah, maybe we can try to write something there. Yeah, and what I'm wondering now is, will this... Yeah. Okay, hello. I don't think I actually have... Oh, do I have... Wait, what happened now? Did I get a permission error? Oh, nice, it's there. Why the hell is this talking? Yeah, it actually did add it. What was the permission thing? And why does that pop up so much faster than the other one? That's also interesting to me. Anyways, what I'm curious about though is how these look a little bit different than if I go to support. Yeah, let's make it fix that. Great, this is working now. Though I noticed that the hover, like the container and the hover for the to-do listed, doesn't look the same as the container and hover for members and tasks in the team drawer. Could you please fix that? It's kind of cool. It's getting to a point where I can actually demo this and kind of sell the idea. So I think the thing that's missing for like the demo is we're gonna have just like Divergent to-dos has like, oh, look at me. Oh yeah. Oh, update app. Has this like link you can click to move incomplete to-dos. We're gonna have a link to fill in generated. Oh, is that why? Yeah, to fill in any generated to do. So for example, if I mention someone, it's not gonna just pop up into their calendar. It's gonna be a link. What the fuck? Oh, so, interesting. So I guess it fixed it here, but now it looks weird. It doesn't look perfect, does it? Oh, interesting. But now it looks weird in the actual calendar. So I think we should, could you please not make this change and rather make the members and the tasks in the team drawer look like the to do. So just do the reverse of what you just did. Yeah, that's going to look a little bit weird, but that's fine. Oh, did I go out again? I think I have some more time. Cool. What's this? What's going to be the next thing? So we're fix that. Yeah, we're going to have the is generated thing. Yeah, and we can even, yeah, let's fix the, yeah, okay, I know what we're gonna do. Okay, cool. So if I go to task now, yeah, it looks a little bit weird. And if I go to support, yeah, but this is fine. We're gonna look at that later. Oh, what's interesting is that it didn't actually add. Don't I have a trigger for this? Maybe we should fix that first. Okay, so we're gonna delete all the to-dos, and then we're gonna try to mention the thing. Is this divergent teams? Yeah. So let's delete all the things, and then we're gonna try to mention it again and see if it's actually added work on some task. Cool. And what should happen here is that, let's see, support. Yeah, it says 0 of 0. Did something go wrong in the function? It should say 0 of 1. On I guess it's here on to do change. Okay, we need clone here. So I just tried adding a to do, which mentioned a task. But when I open the Teams drawer, I can't see that the to-dos count actually change on the task. So we have a Firebase function that should trigger when a to-do is created or changed or deleted. And that should update the count for to-dos on any related task that has been mentioned. Could you review this and see if it's been properly implemented? Cool. And then yeah, that's a big task. Cool. What was I thinking about? Yeah, the generated thing. We need Claude for that as well. Yeah. So let's fix this, and then we're gonna fix the generated thing so we can actually like bring in generated messages. It's really cool. Like I'm thinking about the onboarding here. Like you can imagine being onboarded to Linear, right? It's so fucking overwhelming. It's insane. But imagine being onboarded into something like this. You're literally gonna have an empty UI, and then you might have this link here, probably that is like, I'm not sure what to call it. It's called move incomplete to dos. Yeah, something like fill in generated to dos or something like that. And you click that, and then you probably have like a to do that Jill would like to onboard you or be available for questions or whatever. And then you actually do that. And then you kind of slowly get into things. Yeah, I think it's gonna be epic. Okay. File manager plus some areas to investigate. Oh. Yeah. Oh, we have completed. Yeah. Logs only show deployment. Not... Go to Firebase. I want to do change. Verify. Task mentions. Oh, so it did actually change. Oh, but it didn't change. Yeah, to-dos trigger deploy to Firebase. Handles create, update, and delete. Updated total to-dos on tasks. This is interesting. Let's see if it's actually there, and then we just don't see it. Tasks. No. Let's do completed false. Boolean. False. Yeah, that's weird. And there was nothing in the logs, right? Cloud on to do change. That is really weird. So I took a look at the on change log, but there's nothing there. And I don't think the missing completed is a problem. I just added it to the single task I have in Firebase now. But I can't imagine that being, well, maybe. Let's try again. So let's remove the to-dos. Delete collection. And then, I don't know why I refresh. Add new to the work on some task. And then go to support. It can take a little bit of time, but it does not seem to. Zero, zero. Where's the to-dos? Let's look at the to-dos. And it has a resource of type task with the task ID. Is accepted. Oh. We should remove that is accepted thing. Find in folder is accepted. Whoa, what happened? Oh, is generated false. There we go. Yeah, no, there's something weird going on here. I just tried to add it again, but there's no logs in the on to do change function or anything, so it doesn't seem to trigger. What is the requirement for the to do or the to do on change to actually trigger? Yeah, maybe it's just the wrong path. Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's wrong. Cool. That's the problem then. Okay, let's go in and delete this one, delete document. Then we need to redeploy. Are you doing that? Or it kind of bothers me that oh well, I guess it's fine. Cool. Nice. And then I have to remind myself we were gonna fix that one, and then yeah, the is generated thing. Yeah, so I'm gonna ask Claude to look into Divergent to-dos, which is a sibling folder. It's gonna just go and find those two links, or the one link, moving complete to-dos. We're gonna update the query for the to-dos. And then we're gonna add that like is generated thing. Burrowing. I wonder if the Apple or the App Store, yeah, do they have the thing here? Things. Yeah, they have air things here. Not verified for. Probably fine. Yeah, that's fine. Just gonna log in on my other. Oh. I don't mess up anything. Oh, what did I use as a password? Oh, I think I have. Oh. I think I have this like generated password. I fucking hate that. Like whatever, forget it. Oh, it's so annoying. So like I sign in on the Apple thing, and then it wants me to generate a password which is bound to Apple, and then I try to log in. Wants to use. Yeah, and then it wants to use the web, and then I don't have the fucking password. Yeah. Oh, for fuck's sake. So stupid. And then I'm getting a unique code. I guess. 4 0. There we go. Ear things. Yeah, here we can look at it. So this is the VOC thing. That's the one that's been stressing me out. It's been like peaking like crazy. Can I go? Oh, this isn't. Oh, I have to drag it. Look at this. It's going crazy up. And this is like all kinds of like gaming consoles, equipment, even furniture. And then we have like heating in the floor. And that also I fix it. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay, you fixed it. Oh, the plan. You should. Perfect. The deployment is complete. Great. Okay, so now we can try it. Work on some task. And then let's look at the team. For fuck's sake, still didn't work. Or is it just slow? Come on. It still didn't work. Nothing happened. Oh, what's going on? Why isn't this working? Do I have to actually look at code? Let's see. On to do change. So this is organizations, org ID, to do's, to do ID. So it's looking at the thing, to do was created. And then we do, yeah, task IDs. Oh, completed delta. Okay, update task count. Yeah, this is weird. Why doesn't it run? Okay, I'm gonna... This is so weird. It's still not working. Could you add like a couple of logs to this just to make sure that it actually runs? And then I will deploy it again just so I'm sure that it actually deploys. Thank you. I said I wanted to deploy it, for fuck's sake. Oh well. Like, I don't want to spend tokens on this. Can we work on the other thing in the meantime? No, I don't think we can. I don't think we can. Okay, but let's talk about like what it needs for the demo. So for the demo, the way I'm thinking about this is like you're actually onboarded. So like you start with like a completely empty screen. Then I'm gonna use my other computer, which is like Jill. She's gonna add like onboard Christian. And then what's gonna happen is I'm gonna see that I get this like generated to do, so I can click it and then it will display, and that's gonna show like Jill wants to onboard you because we're using AI to change the perspective of the to do, but they're still linked by conversation. And then we can see that we have a conversation. And then I can go in and yeah, the problem is that I kind of need to show this. It's a collaborative tool, right? So we want to see both people. So maybe, yeah, maybe I should just run 2 development servers because I can sign in with Christian on one port and then Jill on the other port. Yeah, I should do that. Anyways, and then I'm gonna like the conversation is gonna be okay. I think I have a good issue for you, and then in the conversation we're gonna tag like a task. So Jill is gonna say I added you to this team, and I think maybe this task might be a good first task. Then I can click that task and I can look at it. And then in that drawer UI, you can say like work on this or something, and that's going to generate a to-do for you to work on that task. And then yeah, and then I'm gonna yeah, there's so many cool things you can do. So maybe I could ask someone. Well, there's only 2 people, which is kind of sad. Yeah, so I guess I could like ask Jill to help with something. Yeah, and then we can see like, so I'm gonna ask Jill about something on that task. I'm gonna mention her in the conversation of me working on the task, and then we're gonna see that there's a to-do generated on Jill. Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. That's gonna be fun. Oh, still in progress. Don't I have a Claude file here? Yeah. Please add to Claude MD that you should never start the dev server or never do deployments of any kind. I'll manually do that. So you're just going to help me write code, basically. Cloud MD. I think the best thing about LLMs is like how they understand typos. Let's see. Yes, let's go and remove this to-dos. Okay, work on some task. Let's go and look at it. Still nothing happening as expected, really, but let's look at the Explorer now. To-do data. Oh, that was the deletion. And then trigger to-do created. Count increment successful. Huh. Interesting. Count. Oh, this is interesting. I think I'm just going to do. Okay, so it actually does trigger, but for some reason it doesn't increment the count. Look at this picture I took from the logs. Could you review the code again and try to figure out why doesn't it actually update the count? That's interesting. Looking at, I can't see the. I can see it is triggering and but then cancel. This is the task document doesn't have the. Oh. Which will definitely create the fields if they don't exist. Oh, but we do add them. Total to-dos count. Doesn't it have that? Yeah, total to-dos count, completed to-dos count. So I'm not actually sure if this is the issue, because when I look into the database, it does have those fields. So do you see what else could be wrong? I will deploy this and try again, but don't make any adjustments. Just reflect on what else could be the problem. Okay, so let's deploy this. Interesting. Okay, let's delete the to-dos again. Why doesn't it have a refresh? It used to have a refresh. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, we're just going to try to fix this and then... Yeah, let's just test it and then... Oh, stop the stream. Hei, Oskar. Hæ? Er det det? Fikk du aka noe da? Ja. Fikk du det? Ja. Så bra. Hallo. 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 Det er ikke noe slikking på mikrofon. Yes. Men du, jeg skal ta avslutte nå, ja. Har du lyst til det? Ja, vi kan game litt først da. Kan du bli med på å hente den der boksen etterpå? Nei! Ja. Nei! Nei! Vi finner ut av det. Men du, ta start opp da, så skal jeg avslutte her. Hæ? Må du få en is? Let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna run it and then we'll stop the stream. Well, we did get a lot of stuff done today, which I'm happy about. So, oh, look at that, it fixed the button. Deploy complete. Okay. Okay. By the way, I see that when we load up the calendar, we show the add new to-do button before we have actually loaded the to-dos. Could you make sure that we only show that button when the to-dos are actually loaded, so the placeholders are also gone? Let's see. Work on some task. Do we have logs? To do created. Oh, current total to do's count -1. That's weird. Oh, total delta? I'm not sure what this delta thing is. I think I want to write this logic on my own. Okay, so there's just something really weird going on there. So we're going to fix that and then, or I'm going to fix that. Yeah, cool. But let's just push this. Did it fix the thingy? Yeah. Lots of good stuff. Nice. Okay, cool. Thanks for joining. And then maybe I'll stream again shortly. Bye for now.